Welcome to My Expat Stories. Tonight's letter comes from Kevin, a man writing to us from Edinburgh. He's not impulsive, he's not financially naive. He spent 16 years as a financial analyst, evaluating investments, assessing risk, advising clients on portfolio allocation. He understood markets, trading strategies, financial instruments better than most people ever will. Then he walked into a Bangkok office near BTS Asok and met a woman who spoke his language perfectly, who understood risk management, position sizing, market correlation, who showed him a trading floor that looked exactly like what a legitimate operation should show. This is a story about how professional expertise becomes the trap, and how £82,000 can disappear when you fall for someone who knows exactly what you want to hear. Here's his story. I'm Kevin. I'm 39 and I'm standing in an office near BTS ASOC that's completely empty. The trading floor where I watched 8 people working at desks with multiple monitors is just bare space now. No computers, no furniture, no people. The guy who manages the building just told me the company was on a short-term lease and vacated 2 weeks ago. Paid everything they owed and left. Sudarat's not answering her phone. Tom, the British guy who introduced me to this, his number's disconnected. James, the investor who told me he'd successfully withdrawn £8,000 in profits, I can't find him anywhere. I just checked the Thai SEC website. Apex Trading Strategies isn't registered as a securities firm. I'm a financial analyst. I've been doing this for 16 years, and I never verified the company registration independently. I trusted the documents they showed me. I trusted her. £82,000. Gone. Let me back up and tell you how this happened. I'm 39 years old, financial analyst for an investment firm in Edinburgh, 16 years in finance. I analyse investment opportunities, evaluate risk, advise clients on portfolio allocation. I understand markets, trading strategies, financial instruments. It's what I do every day, what I'm good at. By March 2024, I'd saved approximately £90,000. Index funds, bonds, building wealth slowly but steadily. Conservative approach. But I was frustrated. My portfolio grew at maybe 6 or 7% annually. Meanwhile, I watched crypto and forex traders claiming returns of 20, 30, even 50%. I knew most were exaggerated or lies. But skilled traders in volatile markets could genuinely achieve higher returns. That thought wouldn't leave me alone. I'd been interested in cryptocurrency since 2017, but never seriously traded it. Held some Bitcoin and Ethereum. Active trading seemed too risky. Too much time monitoring markets constantly. But by 2024, crypto had become more mainstream. I started thinking about legitimate ways to invest more actively. In late March, I took 2 weeks off and flew to Bangkok. I'd been once before on holiday. Enjoyed it. This time I wanted to explore more thoroughly. Also investigate the crypto and fintech scene. I'd read that Bangkok had a growing community of digital nomads, traders, tech entrepreneurs. Thought it might be interesting to meet people in that space, learn about opportunities. I checked into a hotel in Sukhumvit and started exploring. Visited co-working spaces, attended meetups advertised online, struck up conversations with expats working in finance and tech. One evening at a networking event for digital entrepreneurs, I met a British guy named Tom, early 40s, confident, well-spoken. We started talking about finance and trading. Tom said he'd been living in Bangkok for 3 years, part of an exclusive trading group focused on crypto and forex, algorithmic strategies combined with human analysis to generate consistent returns. The group was small, maybe 15 active members, all experienced traders or investors. They pooled capital to increase leverage, shared profits based on contribution. I was intrigued but skeptical. Asked Tom about the returns. He said they averaged 15 to 20% per month. I told him that wasn't realistic for any legitimate trading strategy. He smiled, said that was the common reaction. But volatility in crypto markets made those returns achievable if you knew what you were doing. Risk management, diversification across multiple currency pairs and tokens, using leverage carefully. We talked for over an hour. Tom seemed knowledgeable, understood concepts like stop losses, position sizing, market correlation. Not making wild claims or guarantees, presenting it as high risk, high reward for people who understood what they were getting into. He gave me his contact details, Said if I wanted to learn more, I should visit their office and meet the team. That was red flag number 1. I just didn't see it yet. I contacted Tom a few days later, said I'd like to meet the team and see the operation. He said great. We arranged to meet at their office the following day. The office was in a modern building near BTS Asok station. I took the elevator to the 12th floor. Found the unit number Tom'd given me. Professional-looking office with glass doors. Name Apex Trading Strategies on the entrance. Inside, about 8 people working at desks with multiple computer monitors, showing trading charts and data. It looked like a real trading floor, small but real. That's when I met Sudarat. Thai woman, maybe mid-30s, wearing a white blouse and dark trousers, hair pulled back, glasses. She was standing at one of the trading desks, looking at 3 monitors showing crypto charts. She was explaining something to the person sitting there, using terms like Bollinger Bands and RSI divergence and support levels. Tom introduced me, said Sudarat was the lead analyst and co-founder. She turned and smiled, shook my hand firmly. Her English was flawless. British accent, actually. She said she'd studied at LSE, Masters in Financial Mathematics. We started talking, right there at the trading desk, about markets, about crypto volatility, about trading strategies. She spoke my language perfectly. She understood portfolio theory, modern portfolio optimization, Kelly criterion for position sizing. She wasn't just using buzzwords, she knew what she was talking about. I was impressed immediately. She said if I had time, she could walk me through how the group operated, show me their systems, explain their approach. I said yes, absolutely. She took me to a small conference room, sat down across from me, pulled up a laptop, showed me their trading platform, sophisticated interface showing real-time charts, open positions, profit and loss statements. She walked me through recent trades, explaining entry and exit points, rationale behind each decision. Everything she said made sense from a trading perspective, not making wild claims, talking like a professional analyst. Everything she said made sense. That was the problem. I asked about the group's track record. Sudarat pulled up a spreadsheet showing monthly returns going back 18 months. Returns ranged from 8 to 28% per month, averaging around 16%. I asked if I could verify this independently. Sudarat said the group's capital was held in accounts with regulated brokers. Members received monthly statements showing their share of profits. She could show me recent statements if I was seriously interested in joining. I asked what the requirements were. She said they were looking for members who understood financial markets and could contribute meaningful capital. Minimum contribution was 3 million baht, roughly £70,000. That'd give you proportional share of profits each month. No lock-in period. But withdrawing capital required 30 days' notice to avoid disrupting active trading positions. I told Sudarat I needed time to think and do more research. She said absolutely. She said I should come back another day, meet more of the team, review legal documentation. Transparency was important to them. They wanted members fully informed and comfortable with risks. She gave me her business card, white card with blue text. Sudarat Wongsakul, lead analyst and co-founder. Her phone number and email. She also gave me several documents, including a prospectus outlining the trading strategy, sample partnership agreement. Over the next few days, Sudarat and I had coffee a few times, small cafes in Sukhumvit, ostensibly to discuss the trading group. But the conversation shifted. We talked about our lives. She told me about studying in London, about coming back to Thailand to build something, about loving the analytical challenge of trading. I told her about my life in Edinburgh, about analysing investments for other people while building my own portfolio slowly, about feeling like I was missing opportunities, about wanting to do something more. She reached across the table and took my hand. She said, "You know what I like about you? You understand. Most people don't get what we do. They think it's gambling, but you know it's about probabilities, risk management, discipline." I kissed her that night outside her apartment building in Thonglor, with the sound of traffic and the smell of street food. She kissed me back. Over the next week, our relationship deepened. We spent evenings together, sometimes at her apartment, a modern place with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. We'd sit there with wine, talking about markets, about strategies, about expanding the trading group, about me maybe staying in Bangkok longer, maybe joining permanently. She said she was falling for me. I said I was falling for her too. Meanwhile, I was analysing everything. I reviewed the trading strategy in the prospectus. Sophisticated but not unrealistic. The returns, while high, weren't impossible given volatility in crypto markets. Reviewed the partnership agreement. Outlined profit-sharing structure. Withdrawal terms. Risk disclosures. Everything seemed professionally done. I went back to the office. Met more members of the group. Spoke with Narong. Thai man. Late 30s. Sudarat's business partner. He showed me detailed financial records. Broker statements showing the group's trading activity and balances. I spoke with another British member named James who'd been in the group for 8 months. Said he contributed £50,000 initially. Been receiving consistent monthly profits. Some months better than others. Overall very satisfied with returns. I asked James if he'd ever withdrawn any profits or capital. He said yes. Withdrew £8,000 in profits a few months ago. Transfer processed within 48 hours. No issues. That verification sealed it for me. I decided to start with a smaller amount to test the waters. Told Sudarat I wanted to contribute 1 million baht, roughly £23,000. See how things went before committing more. Sudarat said that was below their usual minimum, but given my background and our relationship, she'd make an exception. I'd receive proportional share of monthly profits. After a few months, if satisfied, I could increase my contribution. I signed the partnership agreement and transferred £23,000 from my UK account to the group's trading account. Account registered under Apex Trading Strategies Limited. Thai company. Transfer completed in 3 days. Sudarat confirmed receipt, said I was now officially a member. She hugged me, kissed me, said we were building something together. Not just the business, but us. I extended my stay in Bangkok by another week. Visited the office regularly. Spent time watching traders work. Learning about their strategies. Everything seemed legitimate and professional. Spent evenings with Sudarat. At her apartment. At restaurants. Walking through Bangkok streets, talking about the future. About me possibly moving to Thailand. About us. End of April, I received my first profit statement. Group generated 14% return that month. My share approximately £3,200. Sudarat said I could withdraw profits or reinvest to compound returns. I decided to reinvest. I flew back to Edinburgh feeling excited. I'd found a legitimate trading group with consistent returns, and I'd found Sudarat. Over the next 2 months, received similar profit statements. May showed 17% return. June showed 12%. My initial £23,000 grown to over £30,000, including reinvested profits. Sudarat and I stayed in touch constantly. Video calls, messages. She'd send me screenshots of successful trades, updates on the group, personal messages saying she missed me. I missed her too. Early July, I told Sudarat I wanted to contribute another £35,000, bringing total investment to around £58,000. She said excellent, sent updated partnership documentation. I made the transfer, confirmed within few days. July's statement showed 18% return. August showed 16%. By end of August, my account balance showed over £75,000, including contributions and reinvested profits. I was thrilled. That's when I made the biggest mistake of my life. Early September, I transferred another £24,000, bringing total investment to £82,000, most of my liquid savings. But I felt confident. Been receiving profits for 5 months. Verified withdrawals were processed quickly, met the team multiple times, seen the operation firsthand. And I had Sudarat. She confirmed receipt of final transfer. Said she was proud of me. Said we were building something real together. Then late September, everything collapsed. I tried logging into the trading platform. Couldn't access it. Login credentials didn't work. Tried resetting password. Email never arrived. Contacted Sudarat by email and phone. No response. Tried calling Tom. Phone disconnected. Panic rising. Checked company website. Offline. Searched for office address online. Building existed. No mention of Apex Trading Strategies being located there. Immediately booked flight to Bangkok. Arrived 2 days later. Went straight to office building near BTS ASOC. Took elevator to 12th floor. Walked to unit where office had been. Space was completely empty. No furniture, no computers, no people. Just bare walls and floors. I stood there staring at empty room. unable to process. All those monitors showing trading charts. All those people at desks. All those conversations with Sudarat about strategy and risk management. About us, about the future. Gone. Like it never existed. Went down to building management. Property manager checked records, said tenant had been on short-term lease. Vacated about 2 weeks ago. Paid rent up to date. Left without issues. No forwarding information. Short-term lease. That detail hit like a punch to stomach. I went to Sudarat's apartment building in Thonglor, the place where we'd sat on the balcony drinking wine, talking about the future. The security guard said no one by that name lived there. I showed him photos of us together on my phone. He shook his head. Didn't recognise her. I realised she'd probably rented that apartment short-term too. Just for the scam. Just for me. Went to nearest police station. Tried to report what had happened. Language barrier made it difficult. Eventually, officer who spoke better English helped. Explained situation. Showed him all documents. Partnership agreements. Bank transfer receipts. Profit statements. Everything. He said this type of fraud was increasingly common in Bangkok. Scammers would set up fake trading operations, rent professional office space, hire accomplices to play various roles, target foreigners with financial backgrounds, operate for several months, paying early investors with money from new investors, then disappear once they collected enough capital. Sophisticated Ponzi scheme disguised as legitimate trading group. Officer said everything I saw at Apex Trading was likely part of temporary facade. People I met like James, who claimed to have withdrawn profits, were accomplices playing roles to convince new investors. Office was temporarily rented. Entire operation existed only long enough to convince investors like me it was legitimate. He said Sudarat and Narong were likely using false identities. Bank account I transferred money to probably opened with fake documents. Now empty and closed. They'd investigate. But recovering funds extremely unlikely. He gave me police report number, suggested I contact British Embassy. Went to British Embassy next day. Consular officer, familiar with these scams, said investment fraud targeting foreigners was major problem in Bangkok, particularly involving crypto and forex trading groups. She explained profit statements I received were completely fabricated. Trading platform I was shown was fake, designed to display whatever numbers scammers wanted me to see. Broker statements showing groups' trading activity were forged documents. Members I met like James were accomplices playing roles. James was an actor. British guy I spoke with for 30 minutes about his experience. Guy who verified withdrawals worked. Guy whose testimony convinced me to invest. He was part of scam. Playing role. She said even small withdrawal James told me about was likely part of scam. Common tactic to allow early or small withdrawals to build trust, making investors more willing to contribute larger amounts later. She gave me information about Thai lawyers specialising in fraud cases, but she was honest about prospects. Pursuing legal action would be expensive, unlikely to result in recovery. Most victims never got money back. I spent another week in Bangkok trying to find any trace of Sudarat or Narong. Searched online. Found nothing. Website gone. Social media deleted. No records. I flew back to Edinburgh completely devastated. £82,000. Most of my savings. Money I'd accumulated over 16 years working in finance. Money I'd invested conservatively and carefully. Gone. But worse than the money was Sudarat. I'd fallen for her. Not just as a business partner. As a woman. As someone who understood markets like I did. As someone who spoke my language. Who got what I did for a living. Who made me feel understood. And it had all been a lie. Every coffee. Every conversation about trading strategies. Every evening on her balcony, talking about the future. Every kiss. Every moment. It had been calculated, planned. Part of the scam. She'd used my expertise, my desire for better returns, my loneliness, and she'd weaponized all of it. I'm back at work now, 40 years old, still working as financial analyst. But I feel like fraud. I advise clients on investment strategies, portfolio allocation, risk management. Yet I just lost my entire savings to scam. I can't focus, making mistakes in analysis, questioning every decision. My colleagues notice something's wrong, but I can't bring myself to tell them. Too ashamed. How can I admit that I, professional financial analyst, was scammed by fake trading group, that I fell for a woman who was playing a role, that every verification I performed passed because the entire system was designed to fool someone with my exact background. I lie awake most nights replaying every interaction with Sudarat, looking for a moment where I should have realised it was scam. But there was no moment. She spoke my language perfectly. She understood portfolio theory, risk management, position sizing. She knew exactly what to say to make me trust her professional judgment. And then she made me fall for her, made me believe we had something real, made me lower my guard even further. What devastates me most is realising my financial expertise was used against me. Sudarat didn't try to convince me trading was profitable. I already knew that. Didn't try to teach me about markets and strategies. I understood those concepts. She just needed to show me an operation that matched what I expected a real trading group to look like, and speak my language so perfectly that I'd trust my own judgments over any doubts. And then she made me fall in love with her, so I'd invest everything. It's been over a year since the scam happened. I've managed to save about £8,000 at 40 years old. Starting over from almost nothing, career I built analysing investments feels meaningless. When it mattered most, when I was evaluating investment for myself, I failed completely because I trusted someone who knew exactly what I wanted to hear. Professionally and personally, £82,000. That's what it cost me to learn that the woman who understood risk management and market correlation, who kissed me and talked about building a future together, was a professional con artist who knew exactly how to make an expert believe he couldn't be fooled. That's my story. I handed over my entire savings to a woman I loved and a trading group that never existed. I hope sharing this prevents someone else from doing the same. That was Kevin's story. 16 years as financial analyst. He analysed the trading strategy, reviewed profit statements, met the team multiple times, verified successful withdrawal through James. James was an actor. The platform was fake. Every document was forged. And Sudarat made him fall in love so he'd never question any of it. Thanks for sharing, Kevin. This is my expat stories. Stay sharp out there.